So this is Gobustan National Historical Artistic Reserve. All of these things are preserved so that you can see in short what Gobustan UNESCO heritage site. These are all the artifacts which you will see in the wall, the statues and the wall markings which have been made in Gobustan. So this is a sample of all those markings. And these are the real stones which you can find in this area and the markings which have been made. The person who is responsible for all this is over here we have the Gobustan Museum, which has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and then this new building was made. Okay, so this dates back to almost 35,000 years. So there are different eras of Gobustan history which you can find here. These are the different things over here in this heritage site. There are markings, then there are different animals which have been, the bones have been found here, and of course how the people have been living over here and their remains. So in this era, we have different eras, just like I said earlier, and it actually started from 21,000 years back. Well, actually 25,000 years back. This is the upper Paleolithic, and we had different trees: juniper, pistachio trees, forest, and the main fruit over here, which is pomegranate, white cherries, and honeysuckle. Then we have the second age, which is Mesolithic, which goes back to almost 20,000 years, and then finally we have Neolithic, and then there's an Iron Age. These are all the animals, stuffed animals which were here: wild boar, foxes, wolves, deers. Okay, let's move on. Now, just like I said, the man who is responsible for all this was I.M. Jafrizada, and he's the one who started all this, and then slowly and gradually all of these things have been found. This is an example of a typical caveman. This is an example of a typical caveman over here, and this will tell you how these markings have been unearthed. All of this has been unearthed, so it's not that easy. You record the discovery, then these are analyzed, you trace the petroglyphs, you rub them, and then you can actually see them. Some of these markings are so light that they cannot be seen in daylight, so actually they are done at night. Now these are the different layers. This is how petroglyphs are analyzed. Now this dates back to almost the history around the world. So it will give you not only the history of Gobustan and what has been found over here. This was Gobustan. This is actually the cultural dance which you have, the Azerbaijani folk dance called Yadi. And these are the remains, the bone artifacts which are discovered in Gobustan. And then we have different tools which have been used over the years in this area, and the remains which have been found. Now over here you can see the mortar and pestle, and then for grinding grains, this is what they used to do. And this is the Sphinx which you find in Giza, Egypt. And these are the tools which have been discovered in Gobustan, the Bronze Age. So this actually tells you about the different ages throughout the history. Now this is the Stone Age, and how people have been living over here. This is a sample of that. They used to live in caves. And these are the different things which have been discovered over here. Hopefully you can have a good look at it. This is how humans have been making fire over the years, through stones, then using wood. And that's all. Okay, so these are the remains which have been found in Gobustan. These are the different things: necklaces, jewelry, pendants, stones, which they have been using for decorations. This is the whole area of Gobustan. This is the whole area of Gobustan, and all of this area actually tells you about this whole civilization which has been discovered over here. So this is actually quite a big area. You can see the remains from here in case you can catch it. So this is what it actually looked like. And these are the bones which have been found of different animals, of gazelle, deer, wolves, fish, the bones, teeth structure, and this tells us what animals used to be there. For example, here we have gazelle teeth, fish. This is one of the fox, so the structure found out from there. Animal bones. And this is what this is how they have been living, how they've been hunting, how they've been making all these images on the rocks. So it wasn't actually easy. They used to grind it on the rocks, walls, and that's how all these have been done. This is a summary of how these petroglyphs were made. They used chisel, first of all dots and grooves, and then counter relief, scrapping, and that's how the art was made. And this is a sample of the art of Gobustan. Now once again, these are some few more things which have been found in different ages. Necklaces and different trees. And once again, this is how they used to live, people in these ancient at the ancient time. These are the different huts which they used to have. Hopefully that gives an idea. And our next destination would be up the hills. And now these are those actual images. Hopefully you can see it in the video. So I'll be showing you as many images as possible have been found over here in the rocks. And this is more like a cave-like structure. Okay. And then in this almost cave in between the rocks, you will find those different images. Okay. So the images are here. So actually this is the image, if you can see it in the video. These are those images. And here are some more carvings for you. These are not very bright. That's why some of these have been unearthed at night, so that they could actually see it clearly. And it's in between these rocks, in different rocks. This one in particular is called the bull shelter because there have been many bull carvings over here. This is actually the bull shelter. And I could not make much out of it, except for these ones over here. Now these ones are much more clearer than the previous ones. They actually tell you about how they've been living here, about the animals which were found here, and at times they've been telling how they used to hunt those animals. And this is the hunter's shelter, so they are telling about how they've been hunting it. And you can find horses, similar structure like bulls. They've been discovered in 1960, 61. Hopefully you can see it from the camera, but you cannot go closer due to this. Okay, so this is the hunter's shelter. Now these are also more clear ones of animal and hunters. And this is the view from this hill, and that's, I guess, all about Gobustan. That's all. This is where we saw all the carvings. And on the way back we found this one, supposedly a camel, but cannot see how a camel can look like this. This is what they say, it's a camel. And that's how they drew a camel. I'm sure my daughter can do better than this one, 10 years old. And this is what they call cup marks. And they were used to hold rainwater. It's only to store water. So these are the cup marks. And that leads to what we have, we should have in our countries, to have underground reservoirs, which has been successfully done in India. And this is what they've started in Lahore and Karachi. Let's see if these work out. They would be quite good ones. Good way to store rainwater and avoid flooding. And interestingly, these are the gravestones of those people living over here, of this ancient civilization. The tombstones and the gravestones. And once again, carvings on all these stones.